It almost got halted. It literally almost got halted here, and then all of a sudden it just backed off just a little bit. Wow, what a run up! 337%. 9:30 this morning. Did not see that coming. That stock was what, third on our watch list, and all of a sudden, being third on the watch list, went from 126 all the way to 350. Damn, with all those halts that were happening at that time. Great little move up on that one. And here she comes backing off a little bit. Mm-mm. Anything else out there that's moving pretty good? DHT that we called out earlier, like I said, it's kind of going up nice and easy, nice and tweaking. November, you got to see, we got resistance levels right probably around that 1050.
Yeah, I'm
BIO.
surprised.
I was going to call this out earlier, the BIO. You mean the IBIO? I'm sorry. But the volume was pretty light when I saw it earlier. It was only at 120,000 shares. So
Chuck in our live trading room right now, Fausto, calling out the
I
G-Sun
think we
trade.
got a little bit of a move here.
Chuck right now is calling out the stock G-Sun, Fausto.
Yeah, HPCO is going to do its little shake right here.
Yeah, G-Sun trade, Chuck, is making a pretty good
So
move up
there's this
towards
other
3.
stock that just came up on my radar, EIGR. I'm just going to check on here level 4 and see what's happening. This stock is doing a gap fill. Not the prettiest on level 4. All right, just looking at this. Well, that U came out. See that? That was a pretty good trade. You see, whatchamacallit, who actually traded that stock? Elizabeth, you see how it happened? You got out of that trade and started backing off. Good thing you got out of it. Can't go broke taking that profit. I hear you. We're definitely having that nice little shake right there. It's holding there pretty strong. Well, there's a couple of iceberg orders. Ladders are kicking in right now at 340, 344, 348. I don't know. The way this thing is actually trading, looks like it could probably pop in there. Yeah, it looks like it's doing a little shake right here. I just don't like the ladder effect that just showed up. A lot of support around that $3. Yeah, right around here. See all these orders out here, 14,000 at 350, 345, 318. See these people get taken out.
Fausto, you got a nice move on that Mark trade. I think it's still trying to make a good push. MARK.
What's that again?
The stock Mark, MARK.
Oh, Mark. Okay. I heard an echo. I had to fix something, but I just fixed it. I'm going to check over here what's happening. Anything over there on level 4?
From Mark, I didn't pop it up just yet. I'll do that now. Just fixing my audio too.
There's no one out there. That's good. So a couple of ladders effects, which is hitting right around 240 and 250.
There's a small guy at 275, but after that, big one up ahead at 3 for about 29,000 shares.
Yeah, there's the guy $3. I see him right there for 29. Makes sense. You can see resistance levels right around that September, October, November.
And you're starting to get a little move up on the stock, MGOL. You'd want to see the order book fill in a little bit more on that one. Tier size could be a little thin, but it's making a nice trend up. Cheap stock.
Volume's light though. It's got to pick up some volume.
Is I mean, that's kind of the theme for today. At least we did so well on HPCO. I'll tell you what, market really hasn't gone much of anywhere today, hasn't it? Yeah, Mark is making a pretty good push right now. Oh, nice little push.
I tell you that HPCO is holding pretty strong here. I just don't.
Yeah. You got a couple icebergs out there, 330, 335. Be interesting to see if one of those gets pulled, or a couple of them do. We'll see.
I gotta take some stocks off my level 4. I have too many up there that we've been trading, haven't done crap. SCU, you could see it did nothing. That was that one early this morning. It just went up, just took a dive. Yeah, Goldie's like not really doing much at all. Carvana this morning died. 39 million shares traded on it. 36 million traded on the HPCO.
Got me thinking, what's the float on this stock? Oh my God. And you know how bad it is, Fausto?
Mm-hmm.
TradeStation would normally tell me what the float is. It doesn't tell me what the float is. So
It
it's
doesn't do
got
it
to be
anymore?
oh no, it does. But just for this stock and like a couple out there, it just does not. That just goes to show how tiny it could be. I don't
You
think
can
it would
actually see
be
it on you actually can see it on any website, even on like a TD account. Tell you.
exactly. So I'm going to do that next. That's my next step, or even Benzinga may have it here.
Wow, so 300. It's holding there pretty strong. I don't know. I feel you can probably get another put. Remember we talked about this the other day? We said like the longer it holds there and the longer it trades there, the better chance it's going to pop.
HPCO floats 4.7 million shares, so it's actually
What?
like it's
That's
we've
it?
traded less, but that's still really low. That's still
This
really
could be it
low.
right here.
Yeah,
It just
let's
took
just
those sellers out. See, it took these
oh,
sellers out right here. So it
it
looks like they're
took
probably
him
doing a slingshot.
out, but hit the reverse button. It seems
Yep.
the infamous reverse Uno card.
You play that game?
No, it's like one of those memes out there just on the internet. Just every now and then people will post it just in a funny situation. It just hit those icebergs though and reversed pretty quickly. Just pulled back.
That's so funny. Yeah, sometimes you get a kick in that house, like once in a while. Let's play Uno, because sometimes you get these kids off the computer.
And yeah, I mean, hey, you can never go wrong with Uno.
It's definitely a fun game. So I'm gonna have to buy a deck of Uno cards, and
For the Trader
I'm gonna
Summit for
bring
the
them up here,
onset.
and we're trading. If I see something, I'm gonna pull that card out.
There you go. Nice. I like that. Or at 10:30 coming up, just that's where you do it.
Yep, exactly.
All right, let me check Benzinga right now. Not a whole lot that I like. Let me just adjust the scan that I have here. IGR. Stock EH, maybe it's trying to move, but yeah, chart doesn't look terrible. It's got a big spread though. That's where you got to be careful. Up 10% at the highs though, breaking over 15. It could be a head fake though, so that's where I say if it pulls back under that level, definitely watch out. Rich, do me a favor, just take a look at Affirm. AFRM is a short. We were talking about that early in pre-market this morning. One of my students, Mark, was kind of asking, hey, are you looking for a dead cat bounce on that? Like, it is not down nearly enough for a
Nearly
dead
enough.
cat bounce.
Yeah, it's got to get down to 10.
Oh no, it's got to be like down like 50, 60% for me to be like calling that. It was down off earnings, I think. So it was just a pretty good short so far this morning. There could be more to it. Broke under 13 earlier today. Just the more selling off that level, it should continue.
Yeah, it looks like it's still backing off. I'll tell you, the HPCO, it's holding.
Just holding there really well.
Yeah. That EIGR that I called out earlier, that big gap fill. Interesting stock. Slow, only trade 1.5 million. It's got a big order out here trying to show up right now at we got right here. About 50,000, right at 260.
All right, let's see what this trade can do here. This HPCO, could it look to make the better pop right now?
There's nobody out there. Remember, it took that big iceberg order, and once it was done right there, you could see now probably it's starting to make a move here.
Just stop me at break even. I had a really tight stop. It's up 340+%. So did well on it myself already at this point. I don't want to hang on too long. New iceberg popped up too on the ask at was that 337?
Tell me I got about 15 minutes before program trading kicks in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that stock backed off a tiny amount and still holding pretty well, but you got a cheapie here, Fausto, making a nice move. I mean, it's a $1.50 stock, RGTI. It's up 11% at the highs right now.
RGTI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I got a dry mouth right now. My energy drink here.
I just said P. RGPI. Yeah, no, that had a nice move. Million three traded already. Tier size is pretty tight. What's out there? RGTI. Yeah, that looks pretty ugly.
Yeah, the book map doesn't look really too great.
Yeah, not that much out there.
The SOUN stock is trying to make a push back up.
I'm gonna go back and look at some of my stocks I traded a while ago. I always like to keep stocks like on my watch lists that we've traded in the past.
I'd be interested in seeing if SOUN can hold over the VWAP or just break off of it here. I feel like it's been teasing that move the whole morning.
You know, that stock is trying to make a move that you just called out, that RGTI.
Yeah, but we were saying the book map just looked kind of ugly. At least if it holds here, like you were saying before, like that's just what you want to have this time of the day.
What I like about it is I could see the I could see the I could see the orders out there. Big volume balls are coming in right now. A lot of volume starting to pick up. Look at the time in sales starting to tick away. Tick, 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 tick. No,
And it
I think
seems like
I think you're onto something.
there might be a small ladder effect on that too, on the bid.
Mm-hmm.
If it could hold over 150, the 14K order there.
Yep, see him out there.
Got my eyes glued on this SOUN trade. Just not like the best looking stock right now, but with those AI trades from the last week, there's just always a chance. So, this time of the day, I mean, I don't mind giving it a shot. I just would want to see it build support over 450, if anything.
It seems like a lot of them got quiet.
They did. They did. I mean, that AI dropped heavy this morning.
It's down, what, 81 cents so far?
Oh, more than that, I think the AI, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
from the close yesterday, you could say, yeah. Um, hey, we're getting close to 10:30 though, right?
You sure are.
So, for as much as AI drop, maybe there could be a little reverse to it.
You know, this HPCO has been hovering here at these prices since 10 o'clock. We're 20 minutes in. If it breaks this, it'll drop all the way to, with a blink of an eye, down to 275, 225.
Oh,
You know?
I am so happy with getting out when I did. Just I'd mentioned, oh, I got stopped out. Who cares? Just move on. There was a chance. There was a shot for that to pop 330 and fly up, but if it's not going to make that, I mean, well, you just call it that. It's the 30-second rule, right? If it's
Uh-huh.
not making that move that you want in within 30 seconds, just best to get out.
You know what's making a really big move? Tesla. I was talking about that yesterday regarding about Biden talking about the oil company and saying, like, listen, you got another decade, another 10 years. Like, what? 10 years? Obviously, they're pushing that Green New Deal. So stocks did made a big move.
Man, that went up 100% in just 1 month flat.
All right. So I have a funny thing to say. I ask you. So how can I put this in a metaphor? It's pretty funny. So you weighed 400 pounds. You lost 300 pounds. You're down to 100. Now you gained 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? Did I lose you?
You lost me only because I'm not a politics guy, if that's what it's in relation to. But
It's
I'm
saying like what a great job you did. Like you got destroyed. They're like, but then all of a sudden you made the
oh
money back.
yeah, oh yeah,
You know,
definitely. I mean, I didn't know where you're going with that, but that's
you're
on
still
me. I
down
should.
50%. You're basically still down 50%. The people are like, look,
Oh,
I made 100 points on the stock. Like, you know, you're not because still
oh
you still.
yeah, of course. If you got in from 400 or whatever, yeah. But to go from 100, you were calling out the swing trade though, Fausto. You had that from $100. You were calling it out from like the end of
Yeah,
December.
yeah. But
So
the problem is I sold it right around above like 150. But I got into Carvana, so that worked out well because that I mean I had a lot more shares in that stock, and basically we pulled 300% on that one.
I'll tell you, the SOUN back over my VWAP line. There's a chance for that to try and pop. I don't want to sound like the boy who cried wolf on that, but that was teasing it all from pre-market.
You know what? I jumped back in. I lost. I gave it back. But I have very little. But I've just bought a little bit more. Just boil. I'm feeling like this boil is going to eventually make a move. If it could just hold here for a little bit longer, start tweaking up. Did a swing trade on that one. I'm still holding. I should have got rid of this a while ago. This would lock me in. You know, and another thing. I mean, listen, you only have so much money to spend. But I had the Home Depot. I still have it. I mean, it's like trading in this range from like 310 to like 340. I mean, we owned it from like 280 back in October
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a big believer when like Christmas for Home Depot is. I mean, that's like one of the biggest selling times of the year. Which, by the way, I wasn't really impressed what they were selling. I don't know if anyone here buys like has got a shopping. Uh, what's that word I'm looking for? A shopping problem. You know,
Shopaholic.
a shopaholic. But Home Depot hasn't really been doing that good of a job with their Christmas deals like they used to.
Right now, the SOUN made the pop I was looking for, Fausto, right from 455. It's already at the next resistance here, right around 480, 475 right now. Making a pretty good push. You got a 289,000 share iceberg though. Rich posted in the live trading room. He posted the book map there for you at $5 on that trade.
Would it take out that big seller out there at 280, at 480? That was a big. That was a big resistance level right there.
Just right there, it did, yeah.
But there's that 260. It's a big iceberg. What do you just call that? The 260.
And we were calling it out from 455 too, just because like all morning it was trying to make a pop over the VWAP line. It's like not like an indicator as much as it's based around volume. But once it popped that 455, once it made a higher high from there, it just completely ripped.
Great run. By the way, could you before we end our day, because we only got about a couple of minutes, someone messaged me, Josh. Could you explain to him, because you say it very frequently, what's a VWAP? Because I think people need to understand. Some people are like, wait, what's this VWAP? I hear it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So the VWAP is like known. It's called the volume weighted average price, basically for the amount of shares that are traded on the stock across the day at the time that you're watching it. So right now, 10:30 almost. It represents the average cost of the shares that were traded on the day. So let's say on right now, SOUN trading about 17 million shares right now. It was probably trading like a little less than that right before it popped. So for the amount of shares that were traded on the stock across the pre-market and day so far, that price was right around 454, 455, and it changes throughout the morning, but it stabilizes over time as more volume gets traded. So it could become a level. It's not something I always focus on, but I just saw it on my heat map, this white line for me, and it was
Yeah.
just teasing this pop and teasing all morning. So, it just led to such a good resistance and breakout from there.
Mm-hmm.
And just Bookmap shows it well if you have it on your chart. So if it looks like a strong level, then use it. If not, then don't. That's basically my way of kind of using it. I focus on the icebergs and the big dots probably a lot more on Bookmap. Wow, that Carvana trade completely crashed. All the way down towards the iceberg that was there, Fausto, from shortly after 9:30.
Yep, I see that. That thing just came. We were down to 13.7. And let me tell you, it was actually moving pretty nicely, in the pre-market, but that was about it.
It was, right? It was actually like on the gainers list somewhere in there. It just goes to show that you can't just buy and hold. You just got to follow the money and move on to another trade if it doesn't make that move that you're looking for. Wayne, there we go. Nice catch.
All right, everybody. So if you're listening on our YouTube channel, our social media, we're going to basically close down. We're going to be back again this afternoon. So if you want to join us, we're here live every morning at 9 a.m. and also at 10 a.m. and at 3 o'clock, and we'll be back at 2:30. So just make sure you friend us and you like us. You also clicking down on those alerts, so you get those alerts when we go live, and you can come and join us. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back in the afternoon.